What's up, folks? Hey, so yeah, it's kind of late at night. It's after midnight, so whatever. Anyway, I'm Brian. If you've been watching my lame video channel, whatever, you know that by now. So yeah, so what's this video for? It's for New Comic Book Day, of course. But in addition to being New Comic Book Day, I'm just going to kind of throw in a couple of other things, and it's probably just going to be a long video because I'm probably just going to ramble like I tend to do. But the first thing I'm going to do is try to answer some of Adam Day's questions for his 100 subs contest. So his first question is, why are you on the YouTubes? Um, I stumbled upon the YouTube comic community by mistake. I was looking up some how to inkers, inking comic books and stuff, and from there I stumbled onto this and that and the other videos, and then I stumbled upon the New Comic Book Day haul or comic book hauls, and at first I was like, I don't know. At first, I guess I stumbled upon the ones that are just like, oh hey, this is what I bought today, click, 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 which is what I tend to do a lot too. But so I stumbled upon some of those, and I stumbled upon like Mercenauts videos, hippies, Fool Killer, and like Comic Quarter. And there's so many more that I stumbled upon before I even started making videos that I started to actually learn stuff that I had no clue about as far as comics go. So, um, and I have been into comic books since I was really picking them up and reading them off the stands on a regular basis since I was like second grade. It's like, so that's like 1982. Like I said, I took an unfortunate hiatus for about 6 years. Then about 2 years ago, I got back into the hobby, and so yeah, so I was like, yeah, I got a pretty extensive collection. So I don't know when I got it here or before I even got it here. I just kind of just figured, sharing because whatever, make a video, share, whatever. Um, Damn, I don't really know what I'm talking about at the moment. I don't know, I just felt like doing it. I mean, I saw other people doing it. It seems like something pretty simple, fun to do to fill some empty time that I had on my hands. So I started doing it, and the response has been all right. So there's my answer to number one, Adam. Now your other passions. Let's see. I'm not really too sure I'm passionate about anything. I mean, yeah, I love comic books and I love my kids. I love my family. I like history a lot. Music, of course. I like all kinds of music. From, say, Johnny Horton, which I listened to when I was a kid, and I still do have some of his music, to heavy metal that I got into as a teenager, and I got into punk kind of late, sort of punk. I don't know which, if you, some of it's punk that I listen to, but I started listening to like Dropkick Murphys and Flogging Molly and stuff. I don't know, kind of later in life, and I don't know. I think since like 2007 or so, I've been listening to a couple named Rodrigo y Gabriela. They're a couple of Mexicans who play. It's not really flamenco, but it's just really cool. They got their start playing in a metal band in Mexico, and from the interviews I've read and seen with them, they got a record deal, and they figured like the record deal that they had for metal in Mexico was terrible, so they kind of quit their band, sold their gear, and moved to the beach and were busking. Then they decided they wanted to go to Europe, and by chance they met a woman who lived in Ireland, so they went to Ireland, and she said they could use her flat, but it turns out she wasn't there. Whatever, they ended up, I don't know, busking on the streets to make money, and from there they got discovered, and it's been a really awesome time for them since. So I also like to do something called geocaching. Uh, I'm not gonna bother explaining it. Google it. It's out there. What else? I like video games, I guess. Although I don't really play as much as I used to. I'd really like to find myself an old Nintendo Entertainment System. You know, the kind you had to, put two cartridges in to make it sit right, or blow the dust out of the cartridge to make it work. I'd like to find me an old one for cheap and just get a copy of Sky Shark, because I love that game. Um, so yeah, I don't know about passions about anything. I like art, of course, comic books. I do a little bit of creating, but it's not really not comic book related, and it's not really drawing so much. Um, I'm pretty good at photography, although I really haven't picked up a camera since I retired from the Navy. That's what I did while I was on active duty. Was I was a photographer, and unfortunately, I got sucked into being a journalist for the last 8 years or so. Whether you liked it or not, because guess what, you do what you're told. Anyway, so I guess those are passions or those things that I like to do. Now, I guess the third and last question is your regrets that you have as far as your comic book hobby. Um, I don't really have any regrets as far as comic books go. I very rarely ever sell anything that gets into my collection. I have recently been buying books with the sole purpose of flipping them so that I can, you know, buy other books. But what happens is I'll go through and I find a lot of stuff that I don't have that is just kind of filler because I don't just collect keys. In fact, I don't like keys just because they're keys. Um, I like keys if they're filling in a run that I'm working on. So um, I've got to complete I think one title that I've recently completed was the New Mutants, and I completed that fucker. And I'm disappointed that I had to, even with 87 in there, the first appearance of Cable, I paid more for Deadpool than I did for the other 99 books, and the annuals, and the summer special, and blah, 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 blah. So, yeah, of course it's a key book, but I didn't buy it because it's the first appearance of Deadpool. I bought it to complete my run of the New Mutants. Um, so yeah, that's kind of like regret. So yeah, I don't really have regrets as far as like I haven't really sold anything. I guess what I really regret is that when I was a little kid and I was looking in the back of the magazine and I'd stumble across those mail order like Westfield or Crutchfield or whatever it is. I don't remember what they were, but I'd stumble across those little where you could mail order comics back issues, and I regret that I never freaking did that because guess what? I could add Action Comics #1 for a couple grand. But also, I was a little kid, so I didn't have a couple grand. But anyways, I could have had some other really awesome Silver Age books for next to nothing. 10, 5, 10, $15. You could have had some really great stuff that was, like in excellent condition. So I guess that's my regret is that until recently, until the last couple of years, I really haven't. Most of my energy's been focused on picking up new comic books because it's an expensive hobby no matter what. If you're picking up a lot of books every month, and that's pretty much what I've done as long as I've had a job, is I picked up as many books as I wanted to every month, and I never really focused a lot of energy on back issues, and so I guess that's my regret is that earlier in my collecting hobby, I didn't focus a lot of attention on picking up back issues because things were cheaper back. Well, not everything, but there's been a lot of times where I could have gotten a lot of great back issues, Silver Age books, for a fairly decent price, and you still can now, but you've really got to kind of stumble upon them and get lucky and all that. So I guess that's my regret is that I never really focused on back issues until the last couple of years. So Adam, that's the first part to this new comic book day, Adam's 100 sub contest, and the third part is going to be the rest of the stuff I got taken care of at the Baltimore Con. But right now, we're going to get into the second part, which is New Comic Book Day. So, these are in no particular order, but I have Batgirl #1, the one shot, the New 52, blah blah blah, 3D cover. Now, some of these books, I don't like. To be honest, like this one I got because I thought it was cool. It's hard to see, but you got Batgirl and the Penguin and Mr. Freeze, and then you change it, and I guess you get like the New 52 version of Batgirls because there's her and there's 3 other Bat chicks at her feet. I don't know if you can. Let's see if we can. There we go. You see that? So I guess that's like, this Futures End, I guess, is... I haven't been reading Futures End because, I don't know, weekly comic books kind of scare me. I mean, shit. I have trouble keeping up with them on a monthly basis, let alone the weekly. So anyways, I don't think the 3D covers this month or this year are as good as the ones that they put out last year. It's just my opinion. I picked up Captain Marvel #7. Excuse me, I'm getting tired. My bad, folks. So, Captain Marvel #7. Oh, and I'm sorry, guys, but the last couple weeks have been pretty busy. So there's been no new comic book hauls, and most of my new comic books have been packed away due to my move coming up. So I picked up Velvet. This is one I will probably take the time to read this week before packing it away, because Velvet for me has been consistently good. Death Wolverine #2. I don't really care about it. It's just in my pile. But, it might be a regret later, so I'm keeping it. 131 issues of The Walking Dead. I'm kind of interested to see old One Eye there and how well he's going to be as an apprentice to this guy, and how Rick's going to deal without his little bastard being around. Because man, that kid pushed a lot of freaking buttons before everything got settled, and if he were my kid, he'd have got one of these. This isn't new this week. I don't remember when it is new, but it's issue 4 of Trees. It's new to me this week, so I'll get on that soon. Now, issue 2 of 3 is Steed and Mrs. Peel. It's a beautiful cover. Haven't really looked inside yet, but wow. All right, so it's got a little spine stress, but when I picked it up, when I got it off the shelf, it was the very last issue, and it's the only reason I got it. But right here with the stress is because of this cover, the cards or the stock of the cover. Man, there's a big fucking dent in it. I kind of popped it out, and it looks like it's staying gone for the most part. So issue 1 of that was pretty good. We'll see how it goes. Oh, damn it. Sorry, folks. Oh, I'm tired. I have number 11 of Lazarus. Oh, there we go. I've been enjoying this book so far, so far so good. Now I picked up another lenticular. I don't know if it's a lenticular or just 3D. I don't, whatever. But anyways, I bought another one. It's a Suicide Squad. It's Harley Quinn, and this one's kind of weak, especially since it's Harley Quinn, because you had her sitting on a desk with bars in front of her, and then you turn it, and that's it. The bars go away. I mean, come on. For Harley, they really could have done something spectacular. Being as she's like everybody's golden girl. So I don't know what the deal is with that. Oh, here's another Captain Marvel book. Not new this week, but where is it? Did I need this one? Oh yeah, I did. So anyways, it's number 6. I don't know how I managed to miss this one for a full month. Now next up is Armor Hunter's Harbinger, number 3. 3. Oh, little story about Valiant Books. Not really Valiant Books, but Valiant people. They had a booth at the Comic-Con, and didn't get an opportunity to talk to anybody at the Valiant booth until everything was torn down and we had torn down everything, and I kind of looked up and I looked down and I saw where their booth was, and I saw those guys. I saw them working to clean up. I didn't really introduce myself. So anyway, they're working to clean up, and I'm like, hey, I think I'm gonna go talk to them for a minute. So I did. So I said, hey man, don't mean to bother you since you're cleaning up, but I've really been enjoying your the stuff, the work you guys have been putting out. I just have one major disappointment, and the guy's like, what? I'm like, I am so disappointed that you guys went and lost that you guys didn't get the rights to Turok, and you're letting Dynamite just fuck him up. Blah 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 blah. So the guy kind of chuckled at me, and he called another dude over, and he's like, tell him what you just told me. So I did, and he was like, yeah, if we get the rights back. He says, no, when we get the rights back to, and I'm assuming that he means all of their characters, Solar, Turok, Magnus. I think those are the big three. We're gonna fix them and do them right. So I have high hopes that in the not too distant future that we'll get to see Turok and Magnus and Solar back in the Valiant camp. They mentioned that one of the guys mentioned that it was like probably the biggest mistake that Jim Shooter made was instead of just creating their own characters, like they eventually got to and created some amazing characters, but that they bought that they used another company's characters and they ended up losing the rights to at one point. So, but in my mind, they're still part of the Valiant universe. Just like Archer and Armstrong in issue 24, and it looks like Obi's Maria there is going to beat his ass, looks like. Now, here's Spider-Man, the Amazing Spider-Man. In fact, it's issue 6. This is one I'm going to dig right into and read soon. I'm going to put this back over here in the read soon pile too. But I fell off the radar with Spider-Man back around like the Clone Saga or whatever, the Clone Wars, whatever you want to call it, way back in the day. And I only really picked up Spider-Man with issue 700 recently. And I've stuck with it through the Superior Spider-Man. I've been enjoying it. So, yeah, there's that. And I really, since the first issue of this book, when that spider scampers off after biting Pete and bites, I don't remember her name yet, or right now, but, the girl, I've been like, ooh, what's going on? So, oh, shit. Holy fuck, people, sorry. So anyway, I really have been enjoying the new Amazing Spider-Man. Here's Avengers 34.1. I don't know what the point 1 is all about. I don't really care. I'll get to it when I get to it. Coffin Hill, it's kind of been slipping in my mind lately because I haven't been reading it, so it's going over here. Copperhead looks interesting. The artwork looks like shit, but I think the story might be cool. I'm going to put it over there. Dawn of Vampirella, issue number 1. Don't really care. Deadpool, I buy it for my son, and I don't really care. But I will say this. They went in... So this is issue 34. This is pretty funny, actually. Marvel went and did a 3D cover variant of this book, and it's a 1 in 52 variant. So I think that's kind of funny. Like I said, I'm not a huge Deadpool fan, but every once in a while Deadpool can be funny. And I think that the fact they went and did a 1 in 52 3D cover for that clown is pretty good. East to West, issue 15. I thumbed through it real quick. It looks good. Edge of the Spider-Verse. I really, really am excited about this whole Spider-Verse thing coming on. And I'm looking forward to seeing all kinds of silly, different universes. Spider-Man. Yeah, just looks cool. Bam. Imperial number 2. I'm looking forward to reading it because the last issue was pretty good. Lola XO. XO number 4. Seems like it's been months since this book came out with issue 3, and I haven't read 2 or 3, so I got to catch up. Magneto, don't care. Magnus, I was enjoying this. I'm not really sure if I'm going to keep on at it. New Warriors number 9. Yay, New Warriors number 9. I don't know who this Greg. Oh wait, Todd maybe. I don't know. Let me look up this guy's name. But anyways, this is Nightcrawler issue 6. I don't really care about Claremont that much. I mean, he's pretty good, whatever. But there's this guy, Todd Nauck, Nauck. I'm not sure if that's how you spell his or say his name, but just looking at the cover, just looking at Nightcrawler on the cover there, I think this guy has a whole bunch of potential just based on that image. I haven't consistently been reading this book, so he's probably been on the book since the very first issue for all I know. Because like I said, I really haven't been paying too much attention to names, but I think this guy's got a pretty good future based on this image. No. And then I picked up the free Marvel 75-year thing. It's free. Everybody gets it. It's swag. It's stuff we all get, which makes it not that special. So I don't understand why swag is used as a term of my swag is better than your swag, blah, blah, blah. Because it's shit we all get. It's not special. Anyway, here's some more stuff we all got at the Baltimore Con. This flyer. It's Ragnarok. What's his face? Simonson drew that. Now here is my copy of Fred Hembeck Destroys the Marvel Universe. And I got it autographed by him. And he killed the Marvel Universe way before Deadpool did. So stick it, Deadpool. Here's my copy of Liberty Meadows, the wedding album that I got signed. He asked who we should make it out to. I asked him if he did, sign it to Brian. And I got a little creeped out when he signed I Love Brian on there, because I was like, is that coming from Frank Cho or is that coming from Brandy? I'm not sure. It's a little creepy. But I thought it was pretty cool to get it signed by him anyways. Then, I picked this up out of our dollar bin. You can't really, can you, there you can see it. I might already have this book, but this is a variant for Shadow Man. There he is. Anyway, it's Shadow Man number 1. It's a variant. I pulled this. I found this beauty in our dollar bin at the Comic-Con. It's a little bit beat up. You see, well, you can't, but right here there's a bit of a, it's not a crease, but it's a little bit of a bend. And it's being a black cover that everything shows up. But I got it for $1. And I picked up this out of our dollar bin just because I thought it was cool. And then, last but not least, I got my $20 copy of Lady Rawhide, number 2, black and white variant, autographed by Linsner. I can never say this guy's name right. Anyway, he signed it with red ink, so most autographs are, well, I guess it was a red ink day because Frank Cho signed in red too. So I got the red ink variant autographs. That was me being a smart ass, in case you didn't notice. So anyways, folks, it's been a long 24 minutes. It feels like it's been forever since I started this video because I've been yawning like 500 times. Pick it up. Damn. One more thing. I got these boxes. Hold on a second. So, because I picked out some books, I bought these boxes for mailing shit in. But because I knew I was going to be taking some books up to the Baltimore Con to get autographed, I grabbed one of them to use it, just to stick my books in. So anyways, I was showing. Every time I would pull this box out and set it up on the top of the bins to show anybody something, I people were like, "Where'd you get that box?" You know, because I guess they thought it was really cool or something. But I got it at Staples. I mean, it's not. I guess they thought maybe I bought it at the con or something because it's a little too wide for comic books. It's about this much too wide, but it's almost perfect this length. So, anyways, if you want some, well, they're not really cheap. I think you could probably get on Uline if you don't mind ordering a shitload of them. But anyway, yeah, so they're pretty great for carrying around comic books, and a lot of people noticed them while I was at the con. So, anyways, here's a box with tape on it, and it's got tape on it because it's got comic books in it. So, Tim, you'll get some books from me soon. Promise, man. Alright, folks, if you've wasted another 26 minutes and 3, 4, or 6 seconds, I appreciate it. Somebody recently signed up to me. I don't remember your name, but your comment was that Comic Quarter sent you my way. I'm gonna get, when I get around to it, I'm going to check out your stuff, and I'll probably comment a little bit. But thank you for subscribing to me. And there's a couple people before you who have just subscribed recently in the last couple of weeks. Thank you. I appreciate it. One of these days I'll get around to putting up a contest video or something. I don't know if I'm going to wait for 100 videos or 100 subs because I'm kind of stagnant. But whatever. Thanks, folks. Have a good night. I'm going to sleep because I'm tired and I can't stop yawning. Later.